Suspension is the act of hanging the human body through pierced hooks through their skin via generally a pulley system where the person is hoisted up, taking the full weight on their skin.
It's an extreme sport with origins dating back hundreds of years, but today they hang like a puppeteer's rag doll. The group calls themselves Skindependent, and it's not just about piercing their skin, it's also about friendship.
It's not just about the act of suspension for me. It's not just about going up on hooks, getting that endorphin rush. Sure, that's great, and it reminds me why I do it. But so does also the love of the community, like all of us sharing a passion.
A passion for suspension.
I guess it makes you stronger, I think, and makes you believe that you could probably do a lot more than you would let yourself do.
Yeah, it just amazes me that I can actually do it.
It's an absolute buzz and it feels great.
I just do it for the experience in itself and to see if I can get myself through it.
No idea, I just love it. I absolutely love it. I don't think that any other rush could compare to it.
Body piercer by trade, Eden Thompson, leads this group of 5 suspendees. He says this hobby has become a full-time commitment.
This is everyday life for me, and I'm a part of a huge, huge family and I love it.
But what he doesn't love so much is the pain.
Initially it feels like fire after being pierced. That's brief though, it's very brief. That's only a few seconds, so it's not that bad on a scale of things. It's more wrapping your mind over what you're doing is probably more mentally painful than physically.
But for Joshua, piercing's the easiest part of the process. He says it's getting off the ground that can be a challenge.
Well, when you first lift off, when you're finally off the ground, you feel that burning in initially, and as you burn it in, it gets easier and easier until finally you have your feet off the ground. Yeah, it's quite intense in the first minute or so, but that's when your endorphins kick in, and it just eases off. And you don't think so much about the hooks anymore, and you just realize that, wow, you're off the ground. And yeah, you feel weightless.
But that freedom of flying in the air does come with some risks.
It's really endless, using substandard hooks that can bend out, that aren't designed, overloading, there's cross-contamination, like not learning training in a septic technique, learning about cross-contamination, bloodborne pathogen transfer and disease, there's endless. That's why I said it's very important to know what you're doing, you know, so it's not just about, let's throw some hooks in someone and put them up. You need to know what you're doing.
That applies to health and safety within the practice as well. And although there's no way to eliminate the risks involved, the group does what they can to minimise them. We
have hard surface disinfectants that we use that are for our purpose. We practice a septic technique as much as possible within our environment. You know, even down to little things as sterility of hooks. We process the hooks on site. I do it personally myself. Everything is finished to a mirror finish to help eliminate any bacterial growth.
But there are no guarantees. One thing that is for sure is that this hobby is growing. The most recent expansion in Wellington has been started by fellow suspendee and friend of the crew, Roxy Corvers.
We use the same kind of business model as Skindependent. We use the same gear and the same protocol, and because Skindependent are pretty much leaders in the field in New Zealand, they're definitely the best team there is. So we try and emulate them as much as we can.
Roxy made the trip down to Christchurch to learn from the Skindependent crew and participate in what she says is her best suspension to date. For Eden and the gang, this 4-man mobile has been 3 years in the waiting. Some love it for the rush. For others, it's about being part of a family. But for all of them, there's a reason behind why they keep coming back.
I think it's the whole thing. I really like watching people do it that don't feel like they could do it.
I'm part of a group that has an interest that, you know, not everyone does it, and, you know, we need people to do it.
So that's what keeps me coming back, is knowing someone's got my back and knowing we can talk to each other about anything. It's not just, like I said, it's not just about the act, it's about the community as a whole.
Just me trying to push myself, yeah, just trying to see if I can do the next thing and the next one, and yeah.
I love everything about it. I love the people, I love everyone in Skindependent, and I love suspending, and I love learning about suspending and doing suspensions, and it's all just awesome.
It's adrenaline fueled amazingness, pushing yourself to that point and getting past, I guess it's that mental wall of I can't do this, and then being able to do it, it's just, yeah, it's something else.
The group's leader Eden Thompson says that something else also means taking the group where they haven't been before.
I would really like to be able to have the group, all of us, attend overseas conventions. Also would like to travel as far as Norway as well and attend the Oslo SUSCon. That's something that's been on my to-do list for the last 4 years. So that's something I would definitely like to look forward to. But yeah, just learning, evolving, never stop learning, never ever stop learning. So.
You know what I did on the weekend? I flew all weekend. Yeah.
Hell, I may be doing it right up, to my senior years. Who knows?
So when will you stop?
When I die. Yep, when I die.